Steel Balalaika's anti-cheat statement created more controversy than it solved. We'll explore what happened with cheating, bans and review bombing later in this episode of Critical News.
This is Critical News, a weekly roundup of news in the strategy gaming world from the Critical Moves team.
For the Emperor!
21 years later, Dawn of War, one of my absolute favourite games of all time, is finally getting a proper remaster, something I've been dreaming about for years. The definitive edition will release on the 14th of August with a $30 price tag, and if you already own the anniversary edition, you get 30% off. It's a full overhaul with all expansions, 4 campaigns, 9 armies and over 200 maps. The technical improvements are substantial. Unit textures are upscaled to 4 times their original resolution, improved lighting, reflections, shadows, but more importantly, they're moving to 64-bit architecture with an integrated mod manager that supports existing creations. This is some serious thinking ahead by Relic. Is this the groundwork for Dawn of War 4? Tim, did you ever play Dawn of War?
Well, is it a competitive multiplayer game?
Yes, it is.
I should check it out then, because I only saw it as a single-player experience.
Yep, there's multiplayer, so stick it on your radar and I'll beast you, I promise. The discount being offered on this is a really smart move. Relic aren't punishing long-time fans, and the full game is reasonably priced, discount or not. It's good business practice that respects the community that kept this game alive for over 2 decades.
He is Coming released last week into early access with a solid 35% initial discount. There's also a free demo if you want to check out the game for supporting the developers of this roguelite auto-battler with a twist. On the surface it looks like pretty straightforward. You start with the basic equipment, explore 2 biomes, collect artifacts and fight monsters. Night brings reduced vision and aggressive enemy AI that actively hunts you. Every 3rd day the boss arrives to test your build decisions. The meta progression includes unlocking new items and a Kingmaker mode where successful heroes become villains in other players' games. And your best runs get uploaded to the cloud, and earning crowns unlocks more rewards, which is a pretty novel mechanic. Al, have you tried the game yet?
Briefly, yes. I tried the demo. It's already got very positive reviews on Steam, and Jack from our team is covering the game, and we should get a first look on the YouTube channel at some point this week.
Well, early access plans include more items, monsters, biomes, and eventually the Demon King himself. 35% launch discount runs until 31st of July, and full localization across 15 languages shows serious commitments to global reach.
The developer of Broken Arrow, Steel Balalaika, I think I said that right, released a statement last week on the cheating and ban saga which led to review bombing and the tanking of their initial positive review score to mixed. Not great for one of the best RTS games to release in 2025. With typical marketing spin, the statement said everything except what players need to know. They admit false positives occurred but won't address the specific controversy that sparked community outrage. The questions are simple. Did the Chinese team that played against Zetrox cheat? If they cheated, how was the ban issued in 5 minutes whilst other cheaters remain active? If they didn't cheat, why were they banned? The affected players were contacted, bans were lifted, and apologies were issued. But instead of answers, we get corporate speak about internal analysis and reviewing procedures. The statement claims they can't guarantee some players weren't banned unfairly, which is an admission of systemic problems without accepting responsibility.
Racism in the community was also addressed by the developers who stated that cheating rates are globally consistent and denouncing discriminatory behavior. Fine sentiment, but where's the enforcement? Saying we don't tolerate racist language means nothing without visible action.
The community deserves transparency about what happened, not carefully worded non-statements that protect the company whilst leaving players in the dark.
Stormgate from Frost Giant Studios is finally launching its full campaign named Ashes of Earth. The campaign will no longer be early access, but Frost Giant have been very clear that this isn't version 1.0. Maybe a biggest milestone since launch, but it's one component reaching completion while development continues. That's honest positioning after a rough early access launch that lacked basic features and polish. The improvements since launch are substantial: complete art style overhaul, customizable hotkeys, major design and balance updates, and the addition of Stormgates themselves, which brought unpredictability to 1v1 matches. The recent Terrain Editor Alpha was already sparked creative community content. This update, version 0.6, introduces Sigma Labs, a testing ground for experimental features, including the terrain editor, co-op missions, and the upcoming Team Mayhem 3v3 modes.
I've avoided Stormgate so far due to lack of a campaign mode. This update could get me to change my mind.
Well, if you're like Al and you avoid multiplayer games, this release might be what you've been waiting for. It's a complete campaign experience and is part of the most polished version of Stormgate yet. The developers of Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era have announced the game will be released into early access later this year.
The Total War Warhammer 3 DLC has been delayed as Creative Assembly have said that the new package doesn't meet the quality standards they want. Let's hope that's improved in time for release.
Anno 117 Pax Romana has a release date of November 13, 2025, and a closed beta announced for this summer.
So that's our first episode of Critical News. Hope you enjoyed it. On Friday this week, we're publishing episode 39 of the Critical Moves podcast, and we'll be asking the question, is narrative still important in strategy games? Tim, you'll enjoy that one, as Beyond All Reason gets a very special mention. You'll get the episode right here on the YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe, and there's an audio version available wherever you get your podcasts. Go to criticalmovespodcast.com to find all the ways to listen to the podcast and how to get involved.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.